right? Thank you. So then I reduce my voice, and this will project it. Like I said at the beginning, this is the University of Medical Sciences. And today, the program that we have here is a unique one. You will notice that when I was about to start, I didn't know what to say originally. I looked around because the hall is 80% or 90% populated by women, so I had to be careful in my choice of words. So whenever I'm at a gathering where women are, naturally I get excited. And people often ask, why are you excited when you see women? And I tell them, one, I love women. Because my mom, a woman. My wife, a woman. But beyond that, because a woman actually trained me, and therefore I have a lot of respect for women, particularly the professional ones. And that made me, I need to create a context in which I'll be moderating this event so that you understand how important women are in the society. I did something very early this morning, just reflecting women in chemistry. Has there been anyone that has really stood out that I can use as a point of contact? And it didn't take me long before I found a woman that I've been reflecting on since I woke up today. And that's the first woman to win Nobel Prize in physics. She did that in 1901. As if that was not enough, this woman proved to the world the first one I won wasn't a mistake. And in 1911, she won another one, not in any other subject, but now in chemistry. She won in physics, she won in chemistry, becoming the only woman to date with multiple Nobel Prize award in 2 different fields. And just checking 2024, I discovered that the Nobel Prize winner in literature just last year, also a woman. This is one gender that combines several things together. As they are seated, they are already thinking, what are we going to eat when we get home? What will happen here? What will this person do? And that's to tell you the uniqueness of women. Wherever they are, you please clap if you want to clap. Thank you. And you can begin to see the reason for my excitement to be in your midst today. This promises to be a very good outing. I look forward to listening to the guest speaker. And I was also looking at some of the citations of the awardees for today. They blew my mind. And I said, wow, in this country, we have fantastic women. For that reason, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, whether you are young, old, or small, please, let's put our hands together for the wonderful women that we have in the house today. Thank you. And without any further ado, this seat cannot be empty. We need to bring some people to this side of the divide very quickly. And I want to recognize the #1 citizen in this university, a charismatic leader, a transformational leader, a leader who does not allow the office he occupies to go into his head. Very humble to a fault, a professor of community medicine. And the moment I said professor of community medicine, I now understand why he also behaves like a communal head. Everybody accommodates everybody. Perhaps because his background is in community medicine, not leaving anybody behind. I recognize today in absentia, because it's at the Senate meeting, the Vice Chancellor of this great university, Professor Adesegun Olayiwola Fatusi. Despite being away, he has asked another capable hand to represent him at this event. And when he looked around, he said, who else can do this? Other than another professor. She's the first professor I'm seeing that combines even traditional work with the whole thing. Somebody also occupying a big seat in Ondo Kingdom at the same time. And then I asked myself, how does she get the time to run all of these things? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, representing the Vice Chancellor in our midst today is the Director for Gender and Health Equity Center of the University, the Yeye Meto of Ondo Kingdom, Professor Augustina TUE11022025. Please a round of applause for her. Thank you, ma. You are welcome, ma. So the moment she steps up, she becomes the Vice Chancellor de facto of this university for this event. I also want to quickly recognize this morning another fantastic woman that combines brain with beauty. You know, you come across some people, they ask you, what do you bring to the table? And not the flaunt, it's the beauty. And I tell you, that's external. Do you have internal beauty to complement your external beauty? But we are lucky in this institution to also have assisting the Vice Chancellor in the day-to-day running of the school, a beautiful and brilliant woman, a professor of parasitology, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, academic, Professor Rose Angela Nwuba. I'm sure she will join us. She's going to join us very soon once the Senate meeting is over. I want to bring to this side of the divide, I will save some of my superlatives to use to describe her because you will get to know her in full very soon. But I read so many things about her. The guest speaker for today's event, I want to bring her here too, Dr. C. Oluwamodukpe. Deliberately, I'm doing it that way. I said something when she was introduced to me this morning that I love her attire. I love it when you dress well. Because when you see a guest speaker dressed this way, you will look forward. You want to listen to her. Because you must appear first before you see you. And she has appeared in a resplendent manner. Please a round of applause for her once again. You are welcome, ma'am. Next here is one of the excellent people that also make our school tick. When people hear of University of Medical Sciences, all those medical courses are seated on a particular structure. The medical courses are mere superstructure. Something is holding them. And what is holding them is science itself. The mother of all other affiliated sciences you may want to talk about. And we have the dean of that faculty, also a woman in our midst. Women are wonderful. They are the ones taking over everything. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to bring to this side of the divide the Dean, Faculty of Science, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo, Professor Mojisola Nkiko. Please a round of applause for her. You are welcome, ma'am. Because of this program, I've not slept since Thursday. I've been awake. Even when nature wanted to play fast one on me, I keep telling nature, no way, I will not sleep until we are done with this program. Because somebody has been on my neck since Thursday. We need this. As you are replying to this, another one is coming. I said, it's not easy. When a woman is coordinating something, Jesus, they are always on top of it because they don't want anything to go wrong. The coordinator, Women in Chemistry, Ondo State Chapter. Why are we clapping? I've not even said anything. All right. She has not allowed me to sleep since Thursday, and I'm happy that the event is here. Very hardworking, dedicated, on top of every part of the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together for Dr. Fumilayo Joy Agbaje as she comes to this side of the divide. The next person I'm going to introduce, before she took over, some people have been there. I have the honor of bringing to this side of the divide the pioneer, coordinator, Women in Chemistry, also in our midst. And she will pardon all of us if we don't pronounce her name correctly. That name caused katakata over the weekend. What is the best way to pronounce this name? But we shall settle for one thing. I hope what we settled for will be the correct one. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, another erudite scholar who has pioneered the activities of women in chemistry in Ondo State, Professor Victoria Akambara. Please a round of applause. And I just learned that she's wearing two caps, also standing for the national, also standing in for the coordinator of Chemical Society of Nigeria, chairman, Chemical Society of Nigeria. In all, either chemistry or chemical, the two are there. And thank God we are not mixing chemical here. We are using chemical to advance the cause of humanity. I also want to recognize, behind every successful, is it behind now? Beside every successful man, you will find a woman. And beside every successful woman too, there must be a man. You can see all women all through. And they just told me that there is a fantastic man also in-house. I don't know whether he has arrived. A chief and a business guru, Chief Olautan Olamuyiwa. On his way, you get to know him better. For some of them that I've really known before coming, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag and tell you so many things about them. Also, we have in-house. When he walked in, I was wondering that we have another man also coming in. Then I realized that how can they do a program like this without bringing him in? He's one of us. For some of us that are working in the area of chemistry, parasitology, and the rest, you may not know that I work there. I recognize in our midst somebody who is preparing for something big in the next 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks, the director, center. The director called, I don't want to give wrong meaning to the acronym, Professor Oyeyemi. Sir, you have to come here. It's all women. I need to balance it. What we've been having has been software. We need hardware to balance the equation. Thank you very much, sir. I recognize also this morning Dr. Idayat Akindele. Dr. Idayat, you can please come forward too. We are waiting for you. Thank you very much, madam. Please don't mind me that I was pronouncing Akindele as something else. It was until I got here I realized that I didn't come with my glasses. I was touching my neck. But don't worry, I won't behave like that pastor who was saying nonsense without glasses. And also recognize Dr. Mojisola Asowata, also in the house. Please, to the front, thank you. A round of applause. I met Dr. Asowata for the first time last week, and she exhibited uncommon brilliance with what we came to do. Well, after doing it the first time, said, "Oh, you said something, so please let me do it again." And the second time, Jesus. I keep it. You also get to watch it later, what she did. Last but not least, on the people I'm bringing to this side of the divide is Dr. David Olusegun Agbaje. Without saying anything, if you can connect, okay, then you can do your own mathematics. Dr. David Olusegun Agbaje, a celebrated poet, a distinguished writer, a motivational thought leader. Every week you get to read what he puts out there in the newsletter of the university. Always touching, inspirational. Please a round of applause for him one more time. And the coordinator, Women in Chemistry, Ondo State chapter, perhaps might not have been able to do as excellently as she's doing without the backing of Dr. Agbaje. Once again, a round of applause for everybody on this side of the divide. Quickly, I have every one of us is very important. Please permit me. I'm not doing in any particular order, but we recognize you. Without you, this program will be a mirage. We won't be doing anything. I recognize Bo. You are welcome, ma. Thank you very much, ma, for being with us. And we have delegates from different universities, and I learned others are coming. If I begin to read your name one after the other, we may be on introduction in the next 1 hour. With the permission of the Vice Chancellor, I will want to recognize us as delegates. Please bear with me. I recognize delegates from Adekunle Ajasin University. Please a round of applause for them. I recognize delegates from the Federal University of Technology, Akure. And while recognizing you, we also apologize for that little mishap that happened in front of the VC's office. We care for you, and we don't want you to fall into anything. We hope our apology is the University of Ondo. Also delegates from of Science, and it should be Olusegun Agago now. Okay, who now wrote it? Do you not agree? We agree. Olusegun Agago University Science and Technology, you are all recognized. And also to catch them young, we have students from diverse schools. We have students from LaSalle Brothers Catholic Secondary School, Ondo here. We have, is it Homage? Is that correct? Homage Secondary School. We also have Allmark Secondary School. We have St. Louis Girls Secondary School. Adeyemi Demonstration. St. Monica Ondo. Ondo Boys High School. St. Joseph Grammar School. And also, okay, I think we've recognized all the schools that are here. All other opening formalities are duly observed. The deans, the HODs of our universities who are here, we recognize all of you and we welcome you most sincerely to this event. we will continue recognition along the line. We'll kickstart the program by calling on the coordinator, Women in Chemistry, Ondo State chapter, for our welcome address. Please, a round of applause for her.
Welcome address by Dr. Fuminayo Joy, Benga Fabusuwa Agbaje, State Coordinator of the Women in Chemistry, Chemical Society of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter, for the Global Women's Breakfast Meeting on 11th February 2025 at the Telephone Leisure Theatre, Laje, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo State, Nigeria. The Vice Chancellor, University of Medical Sciences, Professor Adeshegun Fat, ably represented by our mother here, Professor TUE11022025. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, Professor Rose Angela Nwaba, who will be joining us later. The Dean, Faculty of Science, Professor Mojisola Nkiko. The Chairman, Chemical Society of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter, Professor Adeleke Amo, ably represented by the Pioneer Coordinator of Women in Chemical Society, Ondo State Chapter, Professor Victoria Apabank. The Director for Gender, Health and Equity, my own professor, is one representing the VC and BC at the same time. Our highly esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Cecilia Oluwamodupe, I celebrate you. All members of the high table, our highly valued sponsors, all lecturers here present, the great and well-beloved students, ladies and gentlemen, I say good morning to you all. I want to appreciate the Most High God who gave me the honor and privilege to serve in this capacity as the State Coordinator of Women in Chemistry, Chemical Society of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter. It is with great excitement and honor that I welcome you all to the annual IU Park Global Women Breakfast Event 2025, organized by Women in Chemistry, Chemical Society globally. Women in Chemistry, Chemical Society of Nigeria is a non-profit subgroup of Chemical Society of Nigeria, which consists of women in chemistry and related fields. It is a group dedicated to the support of gender issues in the chemical field and encouragement of the girl child in the sort of science. We also promote the awareness of the benefits of chemistry and science in our local community through seminars, conferences, and lectures. Our very particular event, which we host yearly, is the IU Park Global Women Breakfast Meeting. This year's breakfast meeting is tagged GWB 2025 and themed Accelerating Equity in Science, with a focus on the International Year of Quantum Science and Technology. The event is celebrated globally by hosting members of the community as well as secondary school students from selected schools. Permit me to welcome the future scientists, the secondary school students we are nursing and celebrating today. St. Luke's Girls Secondary School, Ondo Boys High School, St. Joseph Grammar School, Ondo Grammar School, St. Monica's Grammar School, Ondo, Adeyemi Demonstration, Ondo, St. Ennis Unit School, Ondo, All Mass Secondary School, Ondo, All Mass Secondary School, Ondo, Lasse Brothers Catholic School, Ondo. As women in science, we face unique challenges, from implicit bias to unequal access to resources. But we also have a unique to make a difference, to inspire the next generations of women in science, and to create a more inclusive and equitable scientific community. To destroy any nation does not require the use of atomic bombs produced in the chemistry laboratory or the use of non-grade methods. It only requires lowering the quality of education, which we must all stand against. On this note, I charge all the women in chemistry and science generally to be an instrument of advancing education and promoting gender equity in our community to make our nation great. I would like to appreciate the school management under the leadership of Professor Adeshegun Fatusi, for giving us basic facilities needed for this program. I also use this opportunity to thank our guest speaker, Dr. Cecilia Oluwamodupe. I am grateful, ma. The panelists, Professor Mojisola Ingiko, Dean of Faculty of Science, my boss, my mentor, and my sister. Professor Yetunde Oyeyemi, Dr. David Olusegun Agbaje, Dr. Idayat Akindele, and Dr. Mojisola Asowata, for their participation and for sharing their expertise with us. My heartfelt appreciation goes to UNIME PRO, Mr. Isaac Adesioluyi, I'm grateful. Mrs. Adetono, UNIME Media, and their team members for adding professional color to the event. I would like to appreciate and celebrate all our wonderful sponsors for their remarkable support, namely Dr. Odedeji Joshua, my colleague, Department of Food Science, I celebrate you, sir. Mr. Boyin Bode Ebenezer, my PA student, thank you. Dr. David Olusegun Agbaje, my God-given comforter, my first sponsor, the chief editor of the program, and my dear husband. Thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful, sir. Mrs. Bimbola Ojo Babajide, CEO LJ Futa, for your catering needs and service, consult LJ Futa. You will be glad you did. Mr. Tony BC Odukoya, IBHS UK, my husband, shadow friend, thank you. Professor Victoria Omorara Apabak, the pioneer coordinator of Women in Chemistry, Chemical Society of Nigeria, we are grateful, man. I, Chief Olaoton Olamuyiwa, CEO Forum Nigeria Limited, number 32, Alhaji Ashri Abo Street, Isolo, Lagos State, Nigeria. Kindly consult them for your big balls and advertising needs and services. Is our major sponsor. We celebrate you, sir. Thank you very much. He promised to send somebody to represent him, but I believe I know the way the person will come. But you are highly appreciated, Chief. Mr. Ahmed Kolawole Oloye, that's Dr. Oloye's brother. Thank you, sir. Alhaji Aminu Shaibu, my brother-in-law, you are blessed, sir. Professor Isaka Adedekamo, Chairman Chemical Society of Ondo State Charter, thank you very much. Mr. Tunde Adeyeye, Dr. Asowata's brother, thank you. Professor Bumi Lajide, the father of chemistry, Department UNIMED, Daddy, we are grateful. Honorable Mrs. Rosemary Adola Fish, MD Rosedi Fashion Hub, Alagbaga Akure, she made the dress I put on today. Kindly consult her for your fitted outfit. And if you want her to continue sponsoring this program, please consult Rosedi in Akure. Thank you very much. Dikituji Bamidele, Director DSL Akure, kindly consult him for your courier services. Mr. Jipola Akerede, MD Kuros Fashion Home, Wema Bank, Oyemeku Road, Akure, he made my husband outfits. Kindly consult him for your fitted men's wear. Mibinu Florence, thank you, ma'am. Pastor Wonlanke Olushola is my pastor in the church. Thank you, sir. Professor Fowoke Aderemi is our professor in chemistry department. We appreciate you, sir. Mrs. Abose Doluwakemi Olarotimi is one of our members in chemical society. We celebrate you, ma'am. Professor Sorinyo Oladega is a friend to my dean, and my dean insisted that he must be part of the sponsor. We are grateful, sir. Alhaji Olatunde Akorede, I think that's the husband of our chairman of planning committee, Dr. Oloye. Thank you, sir. Professor Bolajito Boboye, thank you very much, man. We are grateful. And finally, the University of Medical Sciences, Ondo, that provided the basic facility used for this program. We appreciate the University Governing Council, the principal officer. Permit me to quickly advertise our university, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo. It's a thriving medical university, locally, nationally, and internationally recognized for excellence and research of exceptional quality in all our health-related sciences. I'm glad to let you know that the University of Medical Sciences, Ondo, is the first and the best medical science institution in Nigeria and beyond. Apart from medical courses like medicine and surgery, nursing, dentistry, pharmacy, medical laboratory, physiotherapy, to mention just a few, that our local institution is known for, University of Medical Science Ondo, Faculty of Science, also offer the following good, viable, marketable, and productive courses at cheaper rate of 180,000 naira only. I say 180,000 naira only. The courses are medicinal chemistry, analytical chemistry, industrial chemistry, microbiology, food science, mathematics and computer science, physics, electronics, science laboratory technology, bioscience and biotechnology. I want all the students, parents, teachers here present today to take home the fact that some good courses are offered at the University of Medical Sciences at cheaper and affordable fees. University of Medical Science also is endowed with competent, diligent, useful, committed, well-trained, qualified lecturers with modern facility and uninterrupted academic session. I mean, zero strike action to enhance learning in a conducive environment. May God bless all our sponsors richly. Amen. I am grateful. We are grateful. Thank you. I celebrate all the organizing team members, especially Dr. Miriam Oloye, the chairperson organizing committee. I am grateful, ma. Dr. Funmilayo Borokini, Mrs. Busayo Ogusulure, the welfare officer, Dr. Dede Joshua, thank you very much, sir. Ejina Ojologbenga for making today's program a huge success. To all members of the Department of Chemistry, Department of Food Science, and the Faculty of Science generally, I say thank you. Let me appreciate myself and return the glory to God for divine wisdom and strength given to me to complete this program, even at state level. Kudos to me, Dr. Funmilayo Joy Agbaje. As women in chemistry and generally women in science, let us work together in more productive ventures to create a more inclusive and equitable scientific community. Let us empower our future scientists, the undergraduate students, and even ourselves to succeed and thrive in our choosing careers in science. The event promised to be an uplifting gathering featuring speakers and participants who are equally passionate about education and gender equity. Welcome, and then the conversation begins. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma. Please, round of applause for her. She just demonstrated the multitasking ability of women. I never knew she was a marketer until today, and she did it excellently well. Marketing clothes, marketing fashion business, much more than that. So we appreciate you, ma. Right now we move to the next item on the agenda, which is the opening remarks. No? The Chairman Chemical Society of Nigeria speech. We have Professor Isiaka Amao here, but I'm aware is our mommy that will do that. And that is Professor Victoria Pambang. Please, a round of applause for her. I know I will get it. The K is silent.
Yes. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate everyone for making this occasion, because your presence here is really, very encouraging. Very encouraging. Thank you very much for coming. I welcome everyone in Jesus' name. Don't mind me. I'm adding Jesus because Jesus is the one that has made it thick for everyone today. Hallelujah. Okay. The Vice Chancellor, UNIMED, Professor Adeshegun Ofatusi, ably represented here today by Professor Augustina TUE11022025. Thank you, ma, for coming. The Yeye to of Ondo Kingdom also. I recognize the presence of other people, principal officers of UNIMED that may be here in this occasion. I recognize the presence of the coordinator of Women in Chemistry, Chemical Society of Nigeria, Dr. Joy Agbaje. Thank you for your strength, your dedication, your passion. In fact, I lack words. I'm really impressed, highly impressed. Please help me celebrate her. Please help me celebrate her. She has done noble. She has done nobly. You know, concerning, okay, let me program. Please help me celebrate her. And she was all out yesterday making sure she helped us get a vehicle to convey us here. Please help me celebrate her. I want to appreciate and recognize the presence of the director, Professor, I think it's a center, Professor Oyeyemi. Professor Oyeyemi is also a panelist. I recognize the presence of Dr. Mojisola Sowota. Thank you very much. I've heard some good things about you even while the PR was talking about you. Thank you for all you have done. I want to recognize the presence of Dr. David Olusegun. No, Dr. David Olusegun Agbaje. Thank you very much for helping us support our dear coordinator, and she has really done proudly. And I know you are proud of her today. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, I want to appreciate and recognize the presence of the gentlemen of the press, media of UNIMED. Thank you for all that you have done to make this program a success. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me appreciate these students, our future leaders, the people we are looking onto to pass the baton of science and of chemistry into their hands. Let me celebrate them. You are all welcome. I bring greetings from my chairman, the chairman of Chemical Society of Nigeria, Professor Ishiaka Adekunle Amao, who would have loved to be here today, but because of an important university duty that he had to carry out, and he couldn't come. But he sent his heartfelt, greetings to us here today. I am representing him, and it is my pleasure to be here on such an epoch-making occasion today. It's really a thing that is dear to my heart, because right from the inception, when the chairman, Chemical Society, wow, my friend, I'm sorry, please permit me. I want to recognize my friend, Dr. Idayat Akindele, my research partner. Help me celebrate her, please. Help me celebrate her. Thank you. I can't go forward without talking about her. Wow. Thank you. All right. Right from inception, 2019, my chairman, who has been my mentor and a father figure, that's Professor Isiaka Adekunle Amao, said, why don't you go and start this for us? Because in every chapter, we needed to begin the women in chemistry. Women in chemistry is just the women wing of the Chemical Society of Nigeria. The Chemical Society to get registered, duly registered into Chemical Society of Nigeria. Without Chemical Society of Nigeria, there wouldn't be women in chemistry, and we will not be sitting here today. I want to appreciate the Vice Chancellor of UNIMED, who has been very, very generous I know upper year we were here in Unimed when Dr. Joy Agbaje helped coordinate the GWB in 2023. And he gave us, the VC was so generous, gave us everything that was necessary for the success of the program. And here again today, we didn't have to pay for this hall and many other facilities, the PRO, everything. So please help me celebrate, even though it's not here, but it's every represented here today. And I know Madam will be able to help us pass the message to him that we really appreciate him. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to congratulate especially the coordinator of our women in chemistry. Immediately, the baton was passed to her. She swung to action. In fact, this year's GWB has really enjoyed a greater percent of sponsorship because of her passion. She moves heaven and earth and says, just let's have it. Let's have it. Please help me celebrate her. Help me celebrate her. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. I'm happy. I'm happy that you are the one there. Thank you very much. Okay. This year's theme, the theme that we are about to talk about today, that we have our guest speaker and because actually the foremost thing that we are here to do today is to learn. What are the ways by which we can speed up equity in science? We have done a lot right from onset, that we have done a lot, but we still have much more work to do. And today, as we are here, please be ready to pick up one or two things and put it to heart, and let's act on it. My future leaders, I want to beg you, please take note today. Write down, be attentive, because you are going to really learn a lot. And apart from just learning, I want us to network. I want us to, after the meeting, don't just run away. Please find time. Find time to reach out. So people here, people that you have not met before, reach out, exchange mobile phone contacts, and reach out and collaborate. We believe that this meeting is going to be, it's going to birth some collaborations in science today. So please, I want you to really get set and be attentive, and I trust that we are going to go home happy from here today. Thank you very much. Let's make it worthwhile. I love you.
Please, let's put our hands together for her again. And she said she loves us. Do you love her too? Okay, then show her some love with your applause. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we really want to declare this program open formally. And to do that with the opening remarks is the Vice Chancellor, Professor Adeshegun Olayiwola Fatusi, ably represented by Professor Augustina Duilemi, the Yeye Meto of Ondo Kingdom.
My super MC. You are here again today. Oh, thank you very much on the high table. My distinguished, eminent people on the high table, let me stand on the existing protocols so as to save time. Gentle women, can we give ourselves a round of applause? Girls, women that are in this hall today. Today is our day. And I also want to thank the men and the boys that are in our midst. Because God made men and women, and two of us must collaborate together for gender balance. Thank you very much for that. I stand here this morning to represent our dynamic, energetic, gender-sensitive Vice Chancellor, Professor Adeshegun Fatusi. Of a fact, he is one of the Vice Chancellors that respect women, and that's why we have the Center for Gender Studies and Health Equity in this university. And he has been sponsoring all our programs. Every year, we celebrate International Women's Day. And this is a man that is always balancing gender in all committees that we set in the university. Give him a round of applause again. He is unavoidably absent this morning based on official duties that are more paramount, but he has asked me to congratulate all women, more so, that come from outside university to celebrate with us today. Let me see my Deputy Director, Gender Studies and Health Equity. Let me use her as a pointer to welcome all our guests, particularly my woman that is representing the chairman of Chemical Society, Professor Victoria Akpabang. Thank you, ma, for representing the chairperson of that society. And to our guest lecturer, I love you, ma. I thank you for accepting our invitation and to actually prove to us that we really need this gender equity. So students from schools that are here, you are lucky because we really want to catch you young. And I will expect you to listen attentively to all the papers that we presented so that will shape your life, especially my girls. Now to the theme of this workshop, which is accelerating gender equality in chemistry and science, so to say. This gender equality is a fundamental human right. And it means that the rights, the responsibilities, opportunities of individuals will not depend on whether you are a woman or a man or a boy or a girl. Everybody should be able to develop the potentials and the talents that God has endowed on us. And that's why we are clamoring that the women, the girls, must not be neglected in all schemes of affairs throughout the whole world. And of a fact, United Nations, in their Sustainable Development Goals, they made Sustainable Development Goal 5 as a standalone action for gender equality. That is, they try to transform women, to have a say, to have a voice. And there are so many objectives of that Sustainable Development Goals. So that before year 2030, especially women, they must be literate. But I can tell you, up to date, where are we? Over 122 million girls, they are still out of school. Even in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of the country, many girls still lack education. And without education, how can you take part in decision making? How can you occupy leadership position? So that's why this type of workshop is set out to actually ginger both girls and women as to how you can join hands to take part in the affairs of the nation. If you look at Nigeria generally, politically, we are not there. Women are not there. In leadership position, we are still few. Among our principal officers in this university, we have only one female, Professor Rose Angela Nwuba. And when it comes to decision making, these are the people, which means the men still dominate us. But then, my joy nowadays is that more females are now in the university. We have more females than male in this our university, University of Medical Sciences. And the females, they are rising. They occupy first-class position. The best students in many universities, not just peculiar to UNIMED. It is even increasing at an alarming rate now that we are afraid that females will not be more qualified than the boys. Because the boys are no longer facing their education. They are looking for shortcuts to make money, which is too bad. So to the few boys here, education is paramount. You are the head of the home. We are not contesting it. But we don't want a future where, your wife will be your head. So tell your other boys that are not here, they should face their education and stop dabbling into all these social vices.